So yeah, so if you don't mind, I'm just going to kind of take us back to the beginning and ask you a few questions, just kind of starting with, how we found each other and the headspace that you were kind of in, in that moment.
Yeah, so I had posted in one of the moms groups, one of the moms fitness groups, I think, in Facebook. I was looking for a suggestion on something like really, really small. I think I called it baby steps, something like that I could start doing every day, but just like a really small incremental step to try to like get myself into the mindset of taking care of my like health and fitness. And I think at the time, what was in my head was like, maybe I'll just start drinking more water. Like that small is what I was looking for. And you and several other people had posted and offered to connect. And you're always kind of wary of like, who is this person? What are they trying to sell me? But you then also reached out directly, and even then I was kind of like, I don't know, what's going on here. But then when we actually did connect over video and you started talking about this program, I was still kind of like, I don't know, that sounds very intensive. I don't know if I can do that physically or mentally. And then somehow I was convinced to take a leap of faith and begin this journey with you.
Yeah. Would you mind? I don't know if you even remember, because I remember, that call got emotional, for both you and me, just like
Yeah.
hearing you share your story and where you were at. So do you think that there was any kind of like a point where you were like, okay, you know what, this is kind of what I need, or was there something that, I had even said that like made you feel like you could do it anyways?
It makes me a little emotional even thinking back to it. I definitely remember. Um, I think what I knew about myself and what I said to you was I recognized that it was as much, maybe more kind of mental and emotional roadblocks, plural, for me. And that if I was going to start working with somebody, that it would need to be someone who was kind of prepared to accept all of that like all of those parts of me, that this was not just, I didn't just need physical or like nutritional kind of help or suggestions or advice, that I also needed to be able to like kind of bring those other parts of me that were, fearful of like trying this, and like what if I fail? What if I can't? Like what if I think I remember saying to you, like, I do not believe I physically am capable of doing a sit-up, which is partly physical and part and a lot mental, like after two babies and C-sections and not having any kind of consistent exercise for at least 5 years, maybe more. Like it was just a big mental hurdle. And you just very much, embraced that and seemed to get it in a way that I was like, I think I can be comfortable sharing all of this with you and that you'll help me through it. I think I said, I don't need a therapist. I already have a therapist.
Yeah.
But that I, could share kind of all of that with you.
Yeah, yeah, and I do. I mean, it takes a lot to open up like that and to share like that, and I'm just so grateful that you were willing to do that with me and get yourself to a place where you could recognize like, okay, maybe this is more of what I need. And yeah, so tell me now, because that was then, and now you're 4 weeks into the program. So tell me, well,
5.
yeah, wrapping up 4, heading into 5. Yeah, that's awesome. So tell me kind of where you're at now, and is it everything you expected? Is it different? How do you like it?
Yeah. So I think it was day 3 of week 1 for me that I felt like a switch flip where I was like, I'm in. I love this, which was 1,000% not expected. Um, I love this, meaning I was like feeling already kind of addicted to this, like, yeah, I get up early in the morning and the first thing I do is take care of me. I get up early and I drink my water and then I do this workout, and then I get my kids up and get them out the door and get everybody, breakfast and ready for the day. And then I switch my focus to work, because I'm also, this, but I'm a full-time employee and a full-time mom. And I think it prior to starting this, I was like snoozing until the last, literally snoozing my alarm until the last possible second, rolling out of bed and immediately jumping into, okay, I gotta take care of the kids. As soon as they got out the door, I was like, okay, now I have to get to this meeting. I have to. And it was shoving me aside in the most literal way. And so I thought like, oh, I'm gonna have such a hard time waking up early and working out. Like I've never done that in my life. Tried it once or twice and I'm like, well, I hate this, like before having kids. And so somehow like I said, that switch flipped midway through that first week where I was like, this feels great. I think it was physically moving, but also, and probably more importantly, that mental part of like I said, I'm getting up and taking care of me first, just was so like fueling and exhausting, but very like fulfilling and fueling.
Yeah.
And that hasn't stopped in the number of weeks that we've been working together. I don't know if it was just the right timing for me and you to like to get connected. Like I don't know if we had connected sooner, if it would have taken off like that on day three. Like I couldn't say that, guaranteed everybody by day three, you'll be loving it. Like I couldn't say that, but it was exactly what I needed at exactly the right time.
Oh, that's so awesome. Yeah, and I'm just so thrilled for you, and I know I remember we kept saying, you're like, "Maybe this is gonna stop soon, I don't know."
Yeah, I
And
was
it
like
hasn't.
waiting for the dream to end.
Right. And it hasn't stopped yet, and
Not
I
yet, yeah.
know, we've talked about your dreams several times, and, how one of those things too is like, well, maybe if my kids see me working out, maybe that will be, something that's kinda cool, and I remember you saying on that first call, like, that's kinda my dream too for my kids to see the value in, health and fitness and taking care of yourself, and, you've shared so much with me throughout your journey too that I love seeing that, those are dreams that are coming true for you. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah, we moved some toys into the fitness area in the basement. And so a couple of times my son, who's 4, has been down there playing while I'm working out. And he's like, "What are you doing?" Asking questions and noticing. And then another time this past week, I was chopping a million vegetables, like prepping for the week, which again is like mind blowing that that's something that I am doing now.
Yeah.
And my daughter was like on the floor coloring. And I was like, this is really cool. Like she's 2, she doesn't know what's going on, but
Mhm.
she's going to in the long run, they both are going to start like just like have that awareness that I'm taking care of myself and that your physical health and your mental health and all of that is important. And is part of it's something that I had this like hope or dream for, but didn't really think would actually be a part of my life in our lives. And so it's still just so exciting for me that it's happening.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. And I'm so proud of you too, because I know that you hit these things where you're like, all right, this is kind of hard, but like I did it anyway. And and it's been so awesome to watch you along this journey. And we're only a third of the way in to this process. And I keep telling you, like, it's 12 weeks for a reason, because we want to be able to experience the ups and downs so that we can figure out how to like work through those downs when they get there. 12 weeks is a long period of time. Who knows what's coming down the road, but my goal for everybody is to deliver the tools that you need so that you feel like if a roadblock comes up, you know how to tackle it. um,
Hmm.
and I can really feel you getting there. Like I know that if something were to come up, like this past weekend, you were sharing all that craziness. Your life was wild for like 4 straight days, 5 straight days, and you figured out how to work through it, and you figured out how to push through it, and that is just so so awesome. Um, so yeah, so I guess my last question to you is, if somebody is on the fence, or somebody is nervous about an investment or failing, or anything that's holding them back, what would be your advice to them?
I mean, I guess the sort of predictable advice would be like, just try it, just take a leap. But I think if I had heard that, like I said, at not the right time, I don't know if that would have really felt genuine or would have resonated with me. So I guess the thing maybe to go like a little deeper than that would be one thing that feels different or maybe like essential about what's been working with you and with this program is your focus on sustainability and on fitting into being a working mom, which you are too. Like knowing that that is your actual current experience, and that I think I said to you early on, like you're not just a fitness person who's like crazy about fitness and can't relate to somebody who's not, somebody who hasn't consistently exercised in at least 5 years. Like I was kind of afraid to say that to you at first, but everything I've ever said, any struggle I've ever had, you've just like it's been so welcoming and encouraging and understanding about it. And that's part of that sustainability for me is you've when I like I think I said something about like I had to confess my sins, like I ate my cereal after 9 o'clock p.m. that I wasn't supposed to, you had recommended not to do or whatever. And you're like, that's cool, okay, let's figure out how we can fit that in. So I guess to try to say it maybe a little bit more succinctly, like the like yeah, just try it, leap of faith is maybe the first part, but I think there's so much more that you personally bring to this that I just feel so so grateful that we found each other at this time in my life, and that you have been starting this program in your own journey, and that those things connected. And I know I would not be right here where I am without you, and where I am feels really really great.
Oh, well, you're gonna make me emotional. So thank you so much for sharing all that. Like you said, I'm wildly grateful for you. I love our conversations that we have every single week. You continue to encourage me even that like, okay, this is working for people. This is making people feel better. And, even giving me feedback and allowing me to continue to tweak my own program consistently so that I can continue to make it better for, everybody has just been an incredible experience. So, thank you so much for sharing all of that. I do really appreciate it. Um,